Welcome everyone to our Tuesday morning class. This class is all about getting energy for our day. Today we're focusing on our hips. We're going to be working a lot with rotation, with rotated twists. They're called parivriti in Sanskrit. And we're also going to just honor our ancestors. This is a special time of year for honoring the ancestors. I've got Porty the pumpkin here, and he's being lit by a candle from India, given to me by my teachers, a ghee candle. So I would like to bring that in. In India this week, there's a festival called Deepavali in Sanskrit, Festival of Lights. And today is actually honoring Ayurveda, Dhanvantri, the god of Ayurveda. So all about healing. He's a very important god for us in yoga therapy. So with all that, just finding the feet, bend the knees, bend and feel the bottoms of the feet. Your feet can be any width apart that's comfortable for you, together or apart. Inhale, arms up to your place. And exhale down the front body, bending the knees, feel the feet. Notice the weight on the feet. Is it even? Inhale, arms up. So if you notice one foot has more weight than the other, just kind of notice that. See if you can adjust it, but notice it and notice how it changes during the practice. Exhaling, coming down. Inhale, radiating like the sun. This is our bhavana, the attitude with which we're going to practice this radiating sun. Exhale, like a waterfall, cleansing away any tension in the mind, in the body. Inhale, filling up with new prana, new chi, new energy. And exhale, letting go with that waterfall, any tension in the mind or the body blocking that radiant heart. Keep this going your own timing. You can add the constriction of the throat, Ujjayi pranayama. Sounds like the ocean. Visualizing that radiant sun, sweeping your arms through it as you inhale, exhale, visualizing that waterfall, cleansing, grounding. Try to keep the visualization very embodied so you're not dissociating in any way. This is really important, especially if you have any trauma background, to make sure that that visualization is embodied. It's a felt bhavana. It's a felt and sensed intention. Just keep that going. I'm just going to make sure you're all muted. Just keep going. When you're ready, finding your samasthiti, your even standing pose. Just notice where you're at this morning as we start. In your body, in your breath, in your mind. Sometimes my body feels good, but when I start practicing, oh, my breath is a little short. So, oh, is there something going on there? You know, something emotionally maybe. So just notice that. We're going to go into our full Tadasana, feet together or apart. Inhale, coming up on the toes. Stretching way up, palms together or interlocked. And exhale, coming down. And just finding that balance. First balance of the day. Do this in your own timing. 4 to 6 times. Again, notice if your weight is more on one foot versus the other. See if you can even that out, or you'll see your practice will even it out. I'm going to do it 4 times today. You might be doing it a bit more. Pausing between inhale and exhale. And after my 4th, I'm actually going to stay here. I'm going to interlock my fingers, palms facing up. I can really feel a difference between my feet this morning, so just notice that for yourselves. It's always interesting. And when you're ready, exhale, coming down. We're going to add a twist to this. So we've been doing a lot of side bends, but we're going to do a rotated twist. You're going to inhale, come up either without your toes or coming up with your heels off, and exhale, twist to your left. And I'm going to bend the knees so I can really feel those hips and keep stable in the lower body and twist in the upper body for now. So we're starting with upper body twists as a warm up. Inhale, center, and exhale, other side. So know that thoracic mobilization is a great resource for pain and stress. We know that from science. We don't know exactly why. It could be something to do with the sympathetic nervous system, a lot of the innervations in the upper body. Moving left to right, also very soothing for the nervous system. Just notice if that's true for you. Coordinating breath and movement. Notice if you're twisting less to one side than the other, just notice that. And notice how this feels in your neck and shoulders. Maybe something's coming up for you. You didn't even know was there. When you've finished around 6 rounds, just coming back to your samastiti in the center, even standing pose. And just stand for a moment. Notice how you feel in your breath. Is it long and smooth, or is it short and rough? Just notice where you're at in that continuum. Just notice how your body feels, head to toes, sensitive areas. Maybe bring an intention of healing to that area today. Dhanvantri, I'll chant that for you at the end, his mantra. And his consort, his equal, is Lakshmi, goddess of abundance. When we have balance, Vishnu, we have abundance, Lakshmi. I love that image. So we'll bring that in today as we do these poses of rotation. So starting very simply, feet apart. Could be an equilateral triangle, so your feet could be one leg width apart or less. Finding your your stance. We're going to start simply. So inhale, we're going to bring the arms straight in front, and exhale, we're going to come to the left, so I'm mirroring you. Keeping your hips facing forward. Inhale, center, and exhale, other side. So starting very, very simply. Now, as you exhale, you're exhaling from the bottom to the top, inhaling from the top to the bottom if you can. Or just belly breathing. If that seems too complicated, exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. And inhale, center. So just, it's very, very simple twist to begin, and then we're gonna gradually make it harder, don't worry. This is surprisingly very nice for the neck and shoulders. It's super easy, but it can feel really good if your neck and shoulders are bothering you. And last time. Now we're going to take it up a notch. Release those hands, exhale. We're going to take the arms to the sides. Inhale. Exhale, coming to your left, so you could stay here, or maybe you start coming down to your thigh and your other hand on your lower back, or it could be to the sky right away. I'm going to start with my lower back. Inhale, center. The palm on your lower back can be up or down, and exhale, other side. So just that. Now, if you want to make it a little bit easier or harder, depends on your body. This actually might be harder. You can bend that knee of the leg you're coming to. This can also help us get more into the hips by bending that knee. So I'm going to choose that variation today. Again, still primarily upper body, but bending that knee gets into one hip at a time, weighting one side at a time, which is really good for the hips. Now, can you take it any lower? We're just going side to side. Try to align those shoulders wherever you get to. And you might start adding that upper arm. You might straighten that leg now. I'm going to start going further down. This is heading more into the lower back and hips now. So just hand anywhere that feels comfortable. You can bend the knees. Now, if this is not working for you, you can also bring your hand to the center or towards the side. So any distance that works for you. And you could have a chair doing this. So some of you might remember this from my in-person classes, this variation, which I love because you can really get into it. Then you can bend the elbow and go a little lower, and that's almost the classical pose. So picking a variation that works, you can also use blocks. So when I do this like that. Now, once you've figured out what you're doing, I've shown you a lot of variations, pick one and focus on the breath. Now, maybe you can add a hold after exhale. And maybe you take your arms down after each set. So you can do that as well. I'm just going to go side to side. Classical, go right to the foot. Try to keep your hips even and rotate the upper body. We're still a lot in our upper body, but we're going into the back, lower back. Can you add a hold after exhale? Can you slow down that breath? We're going to finish this up soon. And finishing up. So we're going to do, before we do our next twist, we're going to do a forward bend. Just very simply, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms up in front. Exhale, forward bend. Pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. You can bend those knees. Inhale, back arch. Arms move first as you come up. Now you can do this without the arms. If the arms are too much weight, you can take a break in between or keep going up and down. You want to make it harder, interlock those fingers. You want to make it easier, do it to the chair. Or move the arms to the sides. Or no arms at all. Slow down the breath. And maybe you're ready to stay in the pose. Inhale, sthiti, looking slightly up. Exhale, forward bend. Again, feel free to use your chair. This is hurting your lower back. Or blocks. It's just any variation that works for your back. Forward bends can be difficult for some lower backs. Again, any heart disease, eye problems, keeping the head higher than the heart. If you're feeling out of breath or any pressure in your eyes, so that's for anyone. And just stay in the pose, the semi-inversion, maybe bring your rib cage slightly forward. Maybe hold your feet. Inhale, let, exhale, go. Just go into a meditative breath awareness. Inhale, let, exhale, go. Inhale, Om, exhale, Namo. That's the Sanskrit for this mantra, letting go. Then when you're ready, gradually come up halfway. Inhale, exhale, stay. Inhale, coming the rest of the way up. Exhale, release. We're going to do a little bit more warm up before we move to our peak pose because it's morning and I just want to make sure, well, for some of you it's morning, some of you it's evening or afternoon. We're going to do a lunge twist. I'm going to use the chair. You don't have to use the chair. So inhale, arms coming up. I'm facing my chair in Samasthiti with my feet a little bit apart. Inhale, arms up, full Tadasana. Exhale, forward bend. I'm placing my hands on the chair. They could be on the floor or blocks. Inhale, you're going to step your left foot back. Exhale, you can bring your knee down or not. Okay, so you could have a block for that knee if you like. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist towards that front leg. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, Samasthiti. We're going to do that again, the other side. Inhale, arms up. I'm going to keep the pace fairly fast. Exhale, forward bend. Just bringing some heat in the body. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, bend and release that back leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, samastiti. Keep this going your own timing or with me. Inhale, arms up. Side or front. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, left back. Exhale, you can stay up here or release the knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, samastiti. Other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, right back. Exhale, back knee down or stay. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist, and I'm bending that back knee a bit to get a bit more of a twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, samastiti. I'm going to do it without the chair now. Your choice if you join that way. Inhale, arms up, front or side. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, left back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist. I think I missed a breath, but hopefully you're with me. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, samastiti. Other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, right back. Exhale, stay. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist towards that front leg. I'm bending my back knee a little bit. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, full Tadasana coming up. Exhale, samastiti. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, left back. Exhale, stay or bend the back knee down. Inhale, arms up. You can see I have my heel at the wall. It's kind of nice. Exhale, twist towards that front leg. I'm bending my back knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, standing. Exhale, hands down. Last side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, right back. Exhale, stay or back knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist the front leg. You bend that back knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, standing full Tadasana. Exhale, samastiti. And find your samastiti and just rest. And notice if that work with the lunges has opened up your hips a little bit, as well as that twist in the upper body and a little bit into the hips. So just notice how you feel right now. All right, counter pose. We're going to do Utkatasana. So I'm going to show this in different degrees. If you want to do the full squat, some of you might need to have a prop to put under your heels. I need that, but some of you won't. So I'm just going to show simple to begin with. If you have knee problems, some of you would just do the simple version. Inhale, your feet are hip width apart. Inhale, arms at the sides. Exhale, hug that tree and bend the knees, tracking over second toes, and sit to where you can. So this is Ardha Utkatasana to begin with. Inhale, arms to the side, coming up. Exhale, bend and hug that tree. We'll do this a few times. Some of you will keep going with this variation. Inhale. And exhale. Hug that tree, and I'd like to acknowledge the seashell territory that I'm doing yoga on today. You can acknowledge a territory you are on right now, acknowledging the beautiful land that you stand on and those who have come before, your ancestors, but also the First Nations people, the Indigenous peoples, wherever you are from in the world. If you're aware of peoples who came before you, just acknowledging that. Giving gratitude to our ancestors and to the first peoples of our nation, of our lands. So having done this 6 to 8 times, you might be ready to go further. So another further step is you can use a chair to come to. You can sit in a chair, go up and down, and can even try that with one leg. I'm going to do full Utkatasana. I'm going to put a block under my heels. You can do it without, if you can, and you can also do this sliding up and down the wall. This is really good for the hips, for strengthening the hips, for opening the lower back. It works with balancing the hips. You have one hip that works differently than the other. It really helps. So inhale, we're going to go a little bit more classical with the upper body. Inhale, arms up, palms together, or interlock the fingers. Exhale, sit down. Now those arms can stay up, or if you like, you can release the whole body and bring the hands down. Inhale, arms move first in line with the ears, coming up like someone's lifting up a basket. And exhale, releasing down. You can always take a break in between and go into Samasthiti. Keep this going and just notice how it feels. This one, I think, was my first yoga therapy move I discovered at age 25 when I had persistent lower back pain. I was doing my master's in Vermont, and I remember going around and asking my classmates if they would take my hands and help me squat, because it gave me instant release in my lower back and relief. But notice also the effect on the hips. This movement will keep us young, being able to go up and down. Now, some of you might want to stay in the pose after repeating a bunch of times, 6 to 8 times. You might want to stay here. I like to just move my upper body. Inhale, arms up, exhale, release, and feel the effects in the whole spine. So your choice, you can stay or keep it moving up and down. So again, if you've got any compression in your lower back, this might feel really good. Now, alternatively, you can hold on to a railing. If you've got a banister nearby or a balcony, you can hold onto a rail and do this and really get into the hips and lower back. If you're tight in your ankles, this will also give your ankles quite a workout. call this a dynamic stay, staying in a pose but moving. And when you're ready from here, just go step into a forward bend as a bit of a release. And just stay here or move a little bit. I'm going to hold the backs of my calves, bring my rib cage forward on my thighs, and then try to contract from the pelvic floor up. I'm going to add a hold after exhale, holding the breath after exhale 2 to 4 seconds. If you gasp for breath when you inhale, that means you've held too long, so be careful. These holds after exhale are contraindicated for heart disease, so if you have any issues in that regard, again, skip the hold. You can do a half forward bend instead as well. Keep the head higher than the heart, if that's the case for you. Uttanasana. And when you're ready, just slowly coming up, hands on the legs, inhale halfway up, exhale, stay. Just letting the blood pressure and nervous system come back to homeostasis, to sama. As you stand in sama sthiti. Now feel the weight in your feet. Has it changed? Are you feeling both feet evenly? Or again, are you feeling one foot a bit more than the other? All right, so we're getting close to the end of our standing poses. We're going to go into our peak pose now. So you're going to bring the left foot forward. I'm using a chair to begin. You can do this without a chair as well, also with blocks. So left foot forward, right foot back. And if you want to move classically, stand at the back, left foot forward, turn your back foot out, find your beginning of your pose. Inhale, arms coming up. Starting with Parshva Uttanasana, exhale, forward bend. So that's the beginning of it, is Parshva Uttanasana. Now from here, you're going to inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, you're going to twist towards that front leg. Okay, now with a chair, this is quite accessible. Without a chair, this can be quite hard. Now I want you to align those shoulders. To see some of you where the shoulders are not quite aligned. So adjust your hands so your shoulders are aligned, one over the other. That's the most important thing. Press away from that chair or block. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, forward bend. We're just going to move from that, okay, for now. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist to your left or towards your front foot. Draw that front hip back. It will want to come forward. Inhale, align, lengthen the spine. Exhale, half forward bend, Parshva Uttanasana. Keep that going. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Parivriti, Trikonasana, Parivriti, twisting. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Now we're going to stay here. Some of you might be able to bring that upper arm up. Now your lower hand can be anywhere on that chair you like. So it can be on the big toe side, right in the center of the foot, or classically to the other side of the foot. Align those shoulders. Draw that front hip back. Inhale, release. Align the spine. Exhale, forward bend. Stay in your forward bend. And when you're ready, stepping back, come to the other side, samastiti, bringing your right foot forward, left foot turns out. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, Parshva Uttanasana, one-sided forward bend, just finding your place. Starting the vinyasa, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist towards the left. Now you can put your hand on your lower back or your hand up right away. Draw that right hip back. Just that hand so that you can align those shoulders. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, forward bend. Keep this going. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. I'm adjusting that front hand to comfort. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, forward bend. So again, that bottom hand, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. So my left hand, I can leave it where it is, or I can start bringing it over towards the little toe side of my foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward bend. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Now stay here. I'm going to turn out my back foot a bit more. That's to comfort. I'm going to adjust my front arm, my hand where it is to comfort. And then I'm going to add my top hand, drawing that right hip back. You can look straight ahead, down, or up to the sky, classical. It will be hard to breathe. Do your best to at least lengthen the exhale. And when you're ready, inhale, untwist. Exhale, forward bend, stay here. I've got my head on the chair, my hands on the floor. Other variations is folding your arms on top of that chair. Forehead on your arms, or you can even go up on your elbows and do prayer position and rest your forehead on your thumbs. Of course, you could have a stack of blocks. We're trying to avoid that right now. Make it easier. Really releasing the lower back. We're going to take this another step in a moment, a deeper twist. Coming out of it. Inhale, if you're up to it, exhale, stepping back, finding your samastiti. Notice how you feel. Again, those twists, they're very regulating for the nervous system. Get into that first and second chakra area, into third. Your Japa, Agni, a fire in your belly. So we're working towards the lower back this week a little bit. Feel your feet. Has anything changed? Where's your weight in your feet? Has anything changed from the beginning of the class? Let your breath even out. Come back to sama, to balance. Samastiti. We're going to do this again, but we're going to do a little bit harder now if that works for you. I'm going to show you two variations. So we're just going to go into the pose. Left foot forward, right back. You can do the vinyasas if you prefer. So I'll start with a vinyasa. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Now, in this twist, you can stay here, or if possible, bend that lower elbow. And this takes you pretty much to where you'd be if your hand was on the floor, but gives you a lot more stability. Draw that left hip back. You might need to widen your feet, more like train track width, to be comfortable. You're getting into the outside of the hip now, that IT band. And maybe add the top arm. Now, if you want to go a bit more classical, you can do it without the chair. I'm going to start with a block inside my foot and do that. So I know a lot of you know this pose. Some of you, this will be new, or crossing over. So I think I'm on my easy side now. The other side's going to be much harder for me. If you have scoliosis, this is a tough pose. So pick a variation that works for you. Align those shoulders. Draw that front hip back and stay in the pose. We have prepared for this very well. Now find your breath. Can you lengthen that exhale? So I'm just playing around and seeing what my body wants to do this morning. And then settling in. That back foot, can you feel the little toes side? And when you're ready, release into your forward bend. Your hands could be on the chair or in the ground. And for fun, you can add a twist to this pose too. We do this for scoliosis, but it can be for other imbalances. Twist your hands to the left and feel it in your right hip and lower back. This actually gets into that QL. Quadratus lumborum. Some of you working with that. It starts to go down the hip. You can also twist the other side. So these are all variations. Feel the effect in the groin. If you have a twist in your body, you might feel one groin more than the other. Just notice that in this pose. If you feel very tight right now, notice if it's the same on the other side or different. I usually find it's quite different. When you're ready, coming back to the center. And we're going to actually step forward from here. Just take it easy. Inhale halfway. Exhale, stay. Inhale all the way up. After staying in those forward bends, I like to come out very slowly because you can be dizzy and it's hard on your nervous system just switching like that as we age. So other side, notice how you feel, probably a sense of relaxation kicking in, right foot forward. So this is kind of a strong yet soft class. Do the other side. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, forward bend, and you might need to come a little closer if you're using a chair. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, finding your twist. Where's your twist going to be today? Is it here? Are you going to add that top arm? Or are you going to try to go to the floor, maybe using a block, maybe not using a block, some of you. So just staying in your pose. Heel to heel alignment or heel to arch with your feet, or you can go wider and that will make it easier. Draw that front hip back. And this is my hard side. Let's see where I'm at today. Whew, that can be a tough balance pose. Imagine me there drawing your right hip back for you, helping you with that. That is definitely challenging me this morning. I'm going to back off a bit. So find your pose. And when you're ready, inhale, untwist. Exhale, forward bend. You can just stay here, Parshva Uttanasana, or twist to your right and feel that into that side of the left hip, the quadratus lumborum, into your lower back. So it's lower back, but it kind of affects the outside of the hip too. And when you're ready, maybe inhaling to the center and exhaling, twisting to the other side. You can adjust that back foot to comfort. And again, feel the stretch in that inner groin. So we don't usually think of these rotated twists as getting into our hips, but they really do. Coming back to the center. Taking a few breaths and coming forward. Maybe doing a full Uttanasana now. Perhaps bringing your ribcage forward with your hands so your lower back gets more of a stretch. And then when you're ready, lying down, I'm going to move my chair off to the side. And here is your reward from all your hard work. We're going to do some twists on the floor now. And we're going to go into quite challenging ones right away because you've done a lot of work to prepare. I'm going to start easy, of course. So just finding your place and just start with those windshield wipers side to side when you're ready. Might notice us stretching your thighs. If you're a walker, a biker, a runner, you might have very tight thighs, so it's good to get into that part of the upper leg and hip and get into the psoas as well, the hip flexor. We did those lunges earlier, getting into this area. We're just going to do it again. And then we're going to step it up. And you could lie on a carpet, yoga mat. I don't tend to teach with a mat just because I like to be able to move around the space and not be constricted by a mat. But that's for teaching purposes. When I do my own practice, I lie on a carpet as we do in India. And my standing poses, I don't tend to use a mat unless I have to, which is, again, very classical. Now you can get a bit more into those thighs by keeping one knee up and one knee comes down and it reaches towards the big toe of the opposite foot. So it's a little unusual. This is a little bit like Ekapada Virasana. It's a great preparation for that pose. For those of you who know that pose, that Virasana. And stay there if you like. Switching sides if you haven't. Just notice the effect in the front of the hip into the thigh and maybe into the knee. This is used for hip, thigh, knee. Really lovely yoga therapy variation. When you're ready, coming out of that, and we are going to step it up. Inhale, center. You're going to exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, extend your legs long if you can. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side, and make sure you have room to twist and stretch those legs. Inhale, extend your legs long. Exhale, bend. Inhale, center, and just going side to side. Now, if this is not accessible for you, just keep those knees bent and go side to side. If your shoulder's coming off the ground, which is might, you can use blocks as landing pads that you come to. Or more comfortably, some of you might remember from my studio when I was in person, which I hope to be again very soon, you can use a bolster side to side. It's a nicer landing pad. So just keep that as an option. Put a landing pad on each side. If you're ready, stay on your left side. Now I like to come to the center, bring my hips to the right, twist over, find that foundational pose, and then stretch both legs, hold the big toes, hold the calf, hold the thigh. You can put a belt on your feet, a loop, and hold that. You can bend that lower leg and you can extend it down as well. So I'm showing with both legs today, Jatra Paravriti. Keep drawing that top hip down. And when you're ready, release the legs, exhale, inhale. I'm just going to walk back to the center with my feet on the ground. You could come into that Uttanasana, knees to chest. I'm going to bring my hips, shift them over to the other side. This is for alignment purposes, so to your left, knees to your right. And then stay here, set any props up you need, like a bolster or block or bed pillow underneath that lower leg. You can also have a pillow under that top shoulder. Inhale, stretch both legs long, hold on to the calf, the thigh, or if you can, the big toes. I sometimes do this with a belt on my ankles or on my toes. Now try to draw that belly in as you exhale. Now feel this in your lower back and the outside of your hips, that top hip. Keep drawing that top hip down. Now if you can't do that, bend that lower leg and see if that helps you to draw that hip down, like someone's giving you an adjustment, drawing the hip down. Draw that belly in. And when you're ready, coming out of it, bending those knees, coming back to the center, counter pose. Very simple. Pratikriya, exhale, knees to chest or counter. Inhale, legs up, arms up to the floor behind you. Exhale, knees to chest. You can keep this going, this vinyasa, just to lubricate the back, the legs, realign them. Or you might want to stay in the pose, happy baby, holding the outsides of the feet or the big toes, or the backs of the thighs, the hamstrings. And if you can stretch those feet long, you can hold the big toes if you like. I like holding the outsides of my feet to help my alignment a bit better. Or stay in happy baby and just rest here. Decompress your back in case it got all compressed in those twists. Just realign. When you feel ready, go into your Shavasana relaxation. And while you're in that, to end today, I'm going to chant for you Dhanvantri's mantra, the Ayurveda god. Oh, I seem to have lost my lights. Let's put on a little light here. So just settle in. There we go. All right. Om namo bhagavate vāsu-devāya Dhanvan-taraye amṛta-kalaśa hastāya Sarva-āmaya vināśaya triloka nāthāya mahā viṣnave namaḥ. This is for healing. Om namo bhagavate vāsudevāya Dhanvan-taraye amṛta-kalaśa hastāya Sarva-āmaya vināśaya triloka nāthāya mahā viṣnave svaḥ. Om namo bhagavate vāsudevāya Dhanvan-taraye amṛta-kalaśa hastāya Sarva-āmaya vināśaya triloka nāthāya mahā viṣnave svaḥ. Om namo bhagavate vāsudevāya Dhanvan-taraye amṛta-kalaśa hastāya Sarva-āmaya vināśaya triloka nāthāya mahā viṣnave svaḥ. Shima Viṣnave namaḥ, 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 Shima Viṣnave namaḥ. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Namaste. Namaskaram. Take your time. Coming out of your relaxation, stay longer if you like. May we have balance. The balance of Viṣnu. Dhanvantri is a form of Viṣnu, the Ayurveda god. And may we have abundance, Lakshmi, his equal. With balance, may we have abundance, abundance of health in our minds and our bodies, freeing our spirits. Namaste, namaskaram.